Hello everyone, TARDIS here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Tomb of the Cybermen. Now I know I said I would do the 10th planet today, but that was dependent on whether I got it for Christmas or not, and well, guess what, I didn't. Funnily enough, it was the only Doctor Who DVD that I asked for and didn't get, so yeah. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and the ones I did get were, let me think, Visitations 1 and 3, which are Talent with Cheyenne, Case of Androzani, the movie, Tomb of the Cybermen, which I already had the normal edition of. These are all special editions, by the way. So, Tomb of the Cybermen, 3 Doctors, and Robots of Death. I also got Day of the Daleks, which will probably be next week's review, Planet of the Spiders, I think I got the Cyberman box set, the one that comes with what is it? Revenge of the Cybermen, Silver Nemesis, that's it. Also got Attack of the Cybermen, so I got quite a few Cybermen DVDs. Not Separate Planet though, but yeah. And I also got Fifth Doctor Adventure 4 to Doomsday. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with what I got. I haven't watched all of them yet, I've watched quite a few though, and yeah, I'm quite happy, so I hope you got what you wanted for Christmas and you've had a good one. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's go on to the review, the final review of the year, and well, not necessarily a runner-up to the 10th planet, but yeah, this is often people's favourite Cyberman story. I think it's Matt Smith's favourite Doctor Who story of all time. So yeah, if you haven't seen this, I think it's definitely worth a look. You can get it on Revisitations 3 or on its own in the normal edition. I've got both. But anyway, I do really enjoy this episode, I think. It's just generally quite a scary story, actually. I remember, not maybe if you're older, but if you're quite young, then it is extremely scary. I remember having nightmares about this when I was young, because I got the normal edition of it quite a long time ago. Yeah, it was terrifying. I think it was probably one of the few Doctor Who stories that gave me nightmares, and the early Cyberman story, actually, I think. So yeah, I think it's unique in that way. For me, it's got quite a childhood memory, and also it's probably the Cybermen at their best, I think. Yeah, while it isn't my favourite Cyberman story or story of Cybermen in Nala, I do prefer the invasion to this. I do think this is a better story for the Cybermen, not necessarily a better story, but just a better story for the Cybermen, really. And in my personal view, I think the Cybermen were at their best in the 60s. So yeah, and this is also probably my favourite design. I think it's probably the most menacing design. So yeah, I guess that's that. I think build up. It's great. The Cybermen don't come in until halfway through, like right at the end of the second part, and their appearance is quite distressing. But we do kind of get this sudden appearance in part 1, right at the end, but it's not actually a Cyberman. It's just a target dummy type thing that they're trained to shoot at. But still, I mean, it's quite a slow build up, but it's also quite enjoyable. And when they're stuck down there in the tomb, you do really feel quite worried for them, I think. Maybe not Klieg, the mad one, but yeah, I think for the others you do. And so yeah. Also, it's interesting that it almost more relies on human villains than Cybermen villains. Not exactly. I think the Cybermen are still front and centre, the control and whatnot. And actually, this is the first time the Cybermen have a specific leader. Whereas before they were all exactly the same. Now they've got a special design for the controller, but anyway, that's a bit of a separate note. But yeah, that's quite unique. Well, not unique, but a first for this story. And anyway, on the topic of the human villains, we got these 3 humans who are with the expedition. They're kind of like funding it, and they plan to use the Cybermen's might with their intelligence to take over the Earth. And obviously they underestimate the Cybermen and get totally destroyed by them. Well, 2 of them do. One of them, who's kind of like the slave, eventually turns out to be the hero in the end. So it's quite an interesting turnabout for that. And the second Doctor is quite manipulative in this. He's almost like the 7th. You're not sure what exactly he's aiming to do, but I think he's still quite funny in this. He's still got his usual charm, and he is my favourite Doctor. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but yeah, he is my favourite. And also, there's quite an interesting scene between him and Victoria. Now, this is set right after Eve of the Daleks, where her father's been killed and she was first introduced and whatnot. This is her first trip in the TARDIS, and there was a very emotional talk between him and her. I think it was part 3 actually. Yeah, right towards the end of part 3, and yeah, I just think it's a wonderful moment for the episode, really. But it does have its flaws, and it's not flawless. I think mainly it does kind of fall away towards the end, because once the Cybermen get out, once they've escaped the Cybermen, it does kind of slip up a bit. You've got the Cyberman attack, but then it's only really the Cyber Controller who's out and about and whatnot, because he sends the others to sleep, and that kind of almost takes away from the threat in a way. I think it does kind of like get a bit odd towards the end, but I mean, it is still a good story, and I think it does almost make up for it in the end. But then it's kind of revealed. But then it's revealed quite a long while later, actually, in '85, with Attack of the Cybermen, that the Cyber Controller did in fact survive, and he went down in quality quite a bit as well. But that's a discussion for another day. But anyway, also, a Cyberbat does escape while they're doing that, which I think it's a nice little hint that the Cybermen are going to be back in another story and whatnot. It just gets your mind thinking of the possibilities, so I think that's quite good. So yeah, I think that basically covers most of it. So it is probably the Cybermen at their best, in my opinion. You may think otherwise, but yeah, that's probably enough for now. So post your thoughts on the story in the comments below, and also say what you got for Christmas if you want to, if you haven't uploaded a video on it or whatever. But yeah, say what Doctor Who DVDs you got, if any. I don't know. Might not make Doctor Who DVDs. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So yeah, brilliant story, 9 out of 10. Does have its flaws, but yes, enjoyable. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.